So the first step I'm doing here is I'm taking my NYX Jumbo pencil in Milk, and what I'm doing is I'm basically just messily drawing on an eyeshadow base. This will make the purple appear a little bit more vibrant and give me kind of an easier canvas to work on other than just my bare eyelid. And I'm taking my finger and I'm just spreading the product out because the warmth of my finger will allow me to move the product wherever I want it to and just ensure that it isn't so messy anymore. Now I'm just packing on kind of a mid-tone purple onto my entire lid. I'm using patting motions because I want to ensure that I get as much product on my lid, and it'll also help with the vibrancy as well. I'm not really necessarily being too precise with it. I just want to put the color on my lid and then we'll blend it out here in a second. Now I'm just taking my Sigma E40 blending brush and I'm just kind of going on top of that line of the top of the color that I just put on my lid and just making sure that there aren't any harsh lines and kind of blending it into my crease to kind of give it a faded effect. Now I'm just taking a slightly darker purple than what I used on my lid and I'm etching out a V shape on the outer corner of my eye. I want to be a little bit more precise with this step because it will ensure a cat-like effect on the eye, and I'm also dragging the product a little bit towards the middle of my eye as well. Now I'm taking my blending brush again and I'm just using windshield wiper motions once again to blend out the product and make sure that there aren't any harsh lines. I want there to be a pretty dark outer V, and I want it to kind of give a little gradient effect into the lighter part of my inner eye. So I'm taking a dark black and I am doing almost the exact same thing as I did with my last step and creating depth to my outer V and just dragging the product down to my lower lash line and into the middle of my lid. The trick is to just add color little by little. You don't want to add too much black at first or else it'll look really smudgy and messy. This way you will control as much product as you put on your eye and you can just build from there. It's easier to add product than it is to take it away. So I still want that black to be a little bit more intense and a little bit more smoky. So I'm adding more black to the outer V and just blending in just like we did on the last step. Once again, don't necessarily worry too much about going outside of your V. We'll clean it up at the end with concealer. I do try and stay a little bit more precise, but I don't worry too much if it does get a little messy. Once again, I'm taking my blending brush and I'm just softly blending out the edge of what I just did. I don't want it to be super harsh, so I'm making sure that there's a soft transition into the other colors. Now I'm just packing on that same color that I started off with using on my lid, just to give it a little bit more intensity. I I still want this look to be a little bit more smoky and intense, so what I'm doing is I'm taking a pencil brush, which is a little bit more precise, and I'm focusing a lot of the black on the outer part. I'm making sure that I get that V just as sharp as I want it to, and really bringing that product into the crease to create an easy transition. Now once again, I'm just blending out all the harsh lines and making sure it's smooth and soft looking. I know I've used like 3 different types of blending brushes, and that's only because I kept misplacing them, so I would just pick up one that's near. You do not have to use 3 different blending brushes. In fact, I would probably recommend just using one, but yeah, that's the only reason I did that, is I'm crazy. Now I'm taking my purple glitter liner from NYX Cosmetics, and I'm just putting it on the inner portion of my lid. I don't want to go necessarily into the crease because I just want it to give a little subtle sparkle to my lid. These glitter liners by NYX are a really great alternative to loose pigments. If you're someone like me and makes a mess when you're doing anything, I would totally recommend using these. They're really easy to use, and you just paint them on your eyelid and you got a little shimmer. Now I'm just adding a matte light shade to my brow bone for a highlight. I'm not going to use a shimmery highlight color only because my lid is way too shimmery for anything else to be. I decided to add a little bit more of a transition color. I used a warm pink tone, and I'm just adding it right into the crease to kind of blend it into my brow bone from my lid. Now to clean up any of the mess that I made, I'm taking my MAC Pro Longwear Concealer and my concealer brush, and I'm just lining the outer corner to ensure that I'm covering up any of the mess. Now I'm just using my finger to warm up the product and to just make sure that it's blended and seamless. Now I'm taking my black Scandalized eyeliner from Rimmel, and I'm just lining the outer half of my waterline, and I'm also taking a smudge brush and I'm taking some dark purple and just smudging out the black and kind of making more of a smoky effect underneath the eye. Now I'm just taking my Kat Von D tattoo liner and trooper and just lining the top lash line, and I'm also going to create a slight cat eye. I do like the look of a cat eye on a normal basis, but I thought that this would actually make this look way more beautiful and dramatic and intense. Now I'm putting on some false lashes, and I actually clipped the inner third part of the lash so it would make my eyes appear a bit larger with just the lashes on the outer part of my eye. I did the rest of my face off camera. I did a little subtle bronzing and blush and then a nude lip so I didn't detract from the dramatic eye. So yeah, I really hope you guys enjoyed this look, and I will see you in my next video.